Right, Toolbox number 3, suggested internal responses to common critic attacks. The attacks of the critic often operate below the radar of self-awareness. Unless we can identify them, we are at their mercy and helpless to deconstruct them. Once we learn to recognize inner critic attacks, the simple techniques of thought stopping and thought substitution are powerful tools in short-circuiting the critic. There are two categories of attacks. Perfectionism attacks, fueled by toxic shame, creates chronic self-hate and self-flagellation. Endangerment attacks. That's why I need a computer in here as well as a fucking phone. I need to Google shit. Endangerment attacks, fueled by fear, create chronic hypervigilance and anxiety. Well, it sounds like I've got a full fucking bingo in all of that, but I guess there's a lot of parts of me, probably a lot of different strategies we use. Right, perfectionism attacks. 1. Perfectionism. My perfectionism arose as an attempt to gain safety and support in my dangerous family. Perfection is a self-persecutory myth. I do not have to be perfect to be safe or loved in the present. I am letting go of relationships that require perfection. I have a right to make mistakes. Mistakes do not make me a mistake. Every mistake or mishap is an opportunity to practice loving myself in the places I've never been loved. Two, all or none and black and white thinking. I reject extreme or overgeneralized descriptions, judgments or criticisms. Statements that describe me as always or never, this or that, are typically grossly inaccurate. Be spitting facts. 3. Self-hate, self-disgust and toxic shame. I commit to myself. I am on my side. I am a good enough person. I refuse to trash myself. I turn shame back into blame and disgust into externalize. What? Oh shit. What am I, 2 minutes 48 seconds in? Yeah, fuck redoing the whole thing. Let's start this bit again, shall we? 3. Self-hate, self-disgust and toxic shame. Fear of commitment, who? I commit to myself. I am on my side. I am a good enough person. I refuse to trash myself. I turn shame back into blame and disgust and externalize it to anyone who shames my normal feelings and foibles. Yes, indeed, I agree. Why I still identify as a persecutor. Just change target. As long as I am not hurting anyone, I refuse to be shamed for normal emotional responses like anger, sadness, fear, and depression. I especially refuse to attack myself for how hard it is to completely eliminate the self-hate habit. Fuck. Tag. Well done. Incredible. 4. Micromanagement, worrying, obsessing, looping, over futurizing. I will not repetitively examine details over and over. I will not endlessly second-guess myself. I cannot change the past. I forgive all my past mistakes. I cannot make the future perfectly safe. I will stop hunting for what could go wrong. I will not try to control the uncontrollable. I will not micromanage myself or others. I work in a way that is good enough, and I accept the existential fact that my efforts sometimes bring desired results and sometimes they do not. giant sky cunt.
Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. Nice. 5. Unfair, devaluing comparisons to others or to your most perfect moments. Oh God, this is all so relatable.
I know. It is for me too.
I refuse to compare myself unfavorably to others.
Said like it's a question.
I knew you were gonna. I refuse to compare myself unfavorably to others. I will not compare my insides to their outsides. I will not judge myself for not being at peak performance all of the fucking time. In a society that pressures us into acting happy all the time, I will not get down on myself for feeling bad. I do agree, it's a complete act of fucking rebellion against this stupid society and the way that everything is productivity favoured over authenticity and welcoming or acceptance of emotions. And fuck that, so be a rebel.
Six, guilt. Feeling guilty does not mean I am guilty. I refuse to make my decisions and choices out of guilt. Sometimes I need to feel the guilt and do it anyway. In the inevitable instance when I inadvertently hurt someone, I will apologise, make amends, and let go of my guilt. I will not apologise over and over. I am no longer a victim. I will not accept unfair blame. Guilt is sometimes camouflaged fear. I am afraid, but I am not guilty or in danger.
Shoulding. I will substitute the words want to for should, behooves, and only follow this imperative if it feels like I want to, unless I am under legal, ethical, or moral obligation. Overproductivity, workaholism, busyholism. I am a human being, not a human doing. I will not choose to be perpetually productive. I am more productive in the long run when I balance work with play and relaxation. I will not try to perform at 100% all the time. I subscribe to the normalcy of facilitating along a continuum of efficiency. I've also got to add that we are at we're running more extensive programs, so really, like, as the traumatized, the survivors, anywhere that is working through this stuff, we're at a deficit already in terms of play and relaxation, and it's probably been made to look unimportant, so its value has been minimized and its wastefulness may have been amplified. So with the skew in our scale of perception mixed with the caveat inside us, the deficit of relaxation and play, we probably need to do what feels like overindulging in prioritizing rest and relaxation and play in our recoveries for it to be the right level and the right amount. And I think it's going to be more than we think is reasonable until we acclimatize to. And that involves grieving, because when you see what we could have had. Tag.
Nine, harsh judgments of self and others, name calling. I will not let the bullies and critics of my early life win by joining and agreeing with them. I refuse to attack myself or abuse others. I will not displace the criticism and blame that rightfully belongs to my original critics onto myself or current people in my life. I care for myself. The more solitary, the more friendless, the more unsustained I am, the more I will respect myself. Jane Eyre. I think it's Jane Eyre, actually, but... Ow.
That was all of perfectionism attacks. Let's take a break and do endangerment attacks in the next one.
Please.